Hello everyone, teacher here and welcome back to another video. I got some news for you, no exclusive news, this is more on a personal level, so if you're ready, let's take a closer look. So everyone, the news are that, well, I did my goal. There is more than just that in this video, don't worry, we'll take a look at some rosters and some other things. But overall, I did what I set out to do. I reached 11 million. This was my original goal for 2023, and I got it done. And that is basically what is the context of this video a little bit. I know I covered it before, but I really want to stress it. Like, be creative with your squads, help your guild, and I think due to everyone in DK crew being that, bar an actual breakdown of the game and people missing their attacks, we will get our first chest for. So some of the names that you can see here on the screen, actually, if you know what, I'm actually gonna scroll through all of it because if you spot your name here, you are amazing. If you know any of these, you are amazing as well. And yeah, even small hits, it all adds up. Even if someone has very little time, then getting a little hit off or an auto hit off, it all helps in the long run. And we are poised for our chest 4, our very first chest 4 and 15 Gandalf shards, and that means we have a person who will unlock his Gandalfs in 5 raids or so, if not sooner. So I hit 11 million. I actually hit 11 million and 59,000, and that was actually my improvement in chapter 4 that did it. I'll show you my squads here. So far, I'm the only one. I know we have more in the guild that does this ball-in trick. I assume you have watched that video. If not, shame on you. Otherwise, at the end of this video, there will be a link to it. So, my other squads, Haradrim actually did surprisingly well this time around on a difficulty 2. And I'll show you guys a little bit more about Haradrim. But yeah, they did a roughly 40k increase in score, so that was a lot of it there. And then my road to Rivendell, I also got an increase here, which was basically a 40k. So those two improvements helped. Then I did this team as a kind of like leftover where I just need to get some stuff done. This team got 110 last week, so last rate, so that was also pretty good. And then I actually want to talk about one squad in particular. Oh yeah, by the way, Oglok is apparently also a cheese in this chapter. A very built up Oglok due to I think he might resist stuff. People are just going with him. So yeah, if you have a very high Oglok and you are struggling to get your fifth team to 100k, then there is this trick. I know several in the guild does this. So for those of you who have it and are struggling, um, try it out. It might help you with a little score increase, and everything counts. And yeah, there we have another one. Oh yeah, here again, people are really breaking Isengard up to get some small scores, but it all counts. It's better to do that than trying. This is the team that I really want to talk about right here. So yeah, you can see some other people's name. They're really awesome, all of them, but we'll focus on my squad. The big problem I have with my Gondor Ranger at the moment is cleansing, and I'm really struggling to figure out where I can get this done. Initial idea is I need a very good cleanser instead of Miri. I'm thinking perhaps a Nuraz could help me, also due to some defensive stacks, but that is actually where we're gonna jump into the squad now. I don't know if Chekraska, I actually haven't checked up on this. He has heal and he can steal boons. I know but I don't really know if that helps. But yeah, he can heal and he does grant some protection, but it's goblin, so yeah. I'm struggling a little bit here, finding a new one that I can use. Here we have regen. We don't have any cleanse. Ugh. I need a cleanser, and my initial gut feeling until I can farm up and get a 900k with Ballin and Elves, Dwarf Elves mix, will probably be to use Naramiri in there with those because of the low cooldown and the heal. Maybe it will be Halbarad that goes out due to being slow. I don't know. Maybe I will do Feely for some heal, and he does have expose, and he does have some heal, and there's some block chance, so that's pretty good overall, and it will help me down the line. As you can see, I'm actually, now that I don't have to level anyone at the time being, and at least won't for a week or so, I believe, I am now stockpiling XP. Feels pretty good. If there's someone else, Biffer maybe? But again, this is just 2 people, so it's, yeah, not really the best for me at the moment, but that would also open up a dwarf team down the line. Legolas for pure on damage could be a thing. What else do we have? Sharu is actually pretty massive in raids. I think Dol would be really nice overall. But yeah, at the moment I'm leaning towards Naramiri. Boromir, I hope with some 6-star he will bring this team to 900k in chapter 3. Maybe he will have to go to 7-star, but I hope that a 6-star on him and Faramir and some swapping around, that I can get 900k more consistently, and also perhaps at some point take out Naramiri and then work in someone else. If I were to do any of the Gondor members at the moment, I would do Herondil. Due to Herondil, no, actually, I would do Sergeant Ara. I just realized that there is, we'll actually go through this because this was something that was discussed in the Discord. So this was an unintended thing that I stumbled upon. Didn't even give it much thought, but I actually did like it. Here, inflict marked for 2 turns. Target is forced to taunt, and this was something with a question that was asked in. I know that sounds like ass there. That was asked in the official Discord about marked from Thorin. If Balrog is marked and can't evade, does hitting it with blind trigger shadow stacks? And Haim's answer was it shouldn't. So there might be actual usage for Sergeant Aura. This is massive because Sergeant Aura doesn't really have that much to work with. Because on spawn, defensive, yeah. But here you gain some defensive that helps with the chapter 3. Marked here is nice, and you gain assist, and there's some turn meter. There's some counter attacks, that's okay. Let's look at her stats. Her speed is actually okay. She's support, so honestly, and I just stumbled upon this, this could be someone that I will consider because that could help a team. That could actually help Gondor Ranger. So I would swap out Miri and I would bring in Sergeant Aura. I am gonna consider this. I will probably reach out to some people, seeing if anyone can give me the answer. Not CG. I don't have any contacts there, sadly. But I'll guess I'll go ask in the official Discord, and I'll reach out to some other content creators who are very knowledgeable. So there are some few that come to mind, and also just some players. But yeah, this is actually really big, so this could be a way for me to actually improve my squad. Wow, surprise of the evening. Didn't even think of that. My main thought process for this video was actually say, be creative with your teams, think outside the box, and oh my lord, did this hit outside the box. Sergeant Aura could potentially, with Marked, be a solution to increase my score with Gondor Ranger and thus making them more viable. Marked, how does that affect the resistance stacks with momentum on the cave troll? I'm really curious to know about this as well, because that could also be really, really nice. Though I do think Halbarad with some healing and his lead and his abilities there might be better. Also, Miri has some bleed, so there's some focus, and she does damage increase to Faramir. So, but definitely, I have a lot of stuff for the future, and this was something I cover in a video when I know more. So you will probably see me doing a video on Gondor next week. We love some Gondor. And yeah, the next thing I actually wanted to cover was like, so I reached my 11 million. What do I want to go from here? Well, obviously I want to hit 12 million, so I do my part for chest 5, though that is many months away, but it is a way to improve. And one way I am going to improve my squad is by making these level 9. Level 9 Haradrim is what I'm working on, so the 500 energy that we had offers, I bought it, both of them. And I'm working on Robel first, and the reason why I'm going on Robel first is because the focus might help with landing this, and that will be massive in the enrage phase. I got the kill, but if I can reduce turn meter more often, inflict Black Serpent poison maybe, um, and get some stacks there, that could overall help me and push a team towards 900k. Here, this one will obviously help. I'm using my ability materials at the moment on Road to Rivendell, but this is still something to be done. Then I just basically did what I could. EF2 as well will be massive. I will especially say these two abilities, his basic for a lot of damage, 210%, also weakened. This will be great with the last stand, the withering that you inflict. Yeah, withering. Glyph set where you inflict true damage because he has high damage. Here, 2-turn expose for a 3-turn cooldown and 380% damage. So that will something I will look at. I'll make Robel and you have to gear 9 first. I need shadow crystals to burn. Wupite, I want to level him up, but at the moment he is not throwing me that much. He needs lifts before really anything because he is so slow. Tebeb, basically the heal first. Also, speaking of Tebeb, there's something I want to call out. I hope if anyone from CG ever watches these videos that you will make a note of this. Why is Fortitude from Tebeb only granting 25% resistance when there's something else, and I'll show you what I mean. We'll go up here, say Haradrim, bye bye, and then I'll show you what I mean. Sam, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Why is his resistance 50%? Because we know resistance in the game as it launched was 50%, but why do some characters only have 25%? If that's a mess up, that's a really big one because it's been in the game for a long time. But it was only recently that I noticed the 50% with Sam. And we need that fixed because that is massive for certain teams to have that resistance extra 25%. It actually helps with tanking, like it even helps Boromir being a tank for the Balrog because of his also just in general for the chapter 3 overall as a tank. His fortitude is also only 25%. So, quick rundown. Maybe I unlocked the key for how to use Gondor in chapter 4 with Sergeant Ara. I got my 11 million, now let's push to 12 million. Gondor could be a way to get it. Haradrim, I'm making them gear 9. Road to Rivendell, I'm investing into their abilities and using gold everywhere, and this is gonna be really awesome down the line, and I'm looking forward to one hell of December month. Last thing, I did cover this in a different video. If not, then I slipped my mind and I'm sorry for that. As we're working for the long haul, if you're either working Biffer or Boromir, go for the 10 charge. You save 100, and in the long run, it adds up. Yes, I did cover that in my video yesterday. It is tempting, even for me, to buy the 600 for 5 shards, but go for the 10. It will help you down the line. And also, final point here, personal opinion, if you don't know whether to go for Gondor or a Dwarf Squad, I will go for the Dwarf Squad down the line due to, at the moment, overall usefulness. But who knows, maybe Sergeant Ara can change that, and if Gondor will be for maybe an opposite faction that is a legendary that we all want. Drop a comment down below. Have you given Sergeant Ara any thought? How are you progressing in your raids, and are you looking at your squads in a different way? Leave a like on the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.